Now, News Channel 11 Sports with Jesse Kroll.
Welcome back. Now, with Georgia State and BYU, the first two squads on Tennessee's schedule, the Vols were supposed to go 2-0. Instead, Jeremy Pruitt and his crew were stunned by the Cougars tonight, and our very own Kenny Hawkins was there. Kenny?
Jesse, the Tennessee Volunteers were trying to stamp a three-game losing streak dating back to last season, and they looked pretty good early in this game. But in the fourth period, it got away from the Vols, and they would lose to BYU by the final of 29-26 in overtime.
That was a great football game. We obviously come out on the wrong end of it. You know, it's a tough one to swallow. You know, it's hard to figure out how do you lose that game, but then when you start thinking about it, there's 2 4th and 1s in the game that we don't get. We have 2 guys running open right before the half for touchdowns that we don't hit, and we end up settling for a field goal. We turn the ball over in the red area. We don't get a turnover. We got 1 turnover in 2 weeks. You know, and then give up a 70-yard play with 17 seconds left on the clock. So it's hard to figure that one out. But hey, we'll go back. We'll coach them up. You know, get them where we understand situations better, and we got to execute. But one thing I'll say, there was some guys that were fighting out there on both sides of the ball. It was a hell of a game, competitive game. You know, and we didn't make the breaks there at the end. So we got to get back on our feet this next week and get going, and got to give BYU credit. They never gave up. They kept fighting and done a nice job and won the game.
So the Volunteers will once again be in non-conference play next week when they welcome Chattanooga from the Southern Conference here to Neyland Stadium, hoping to win their first game of the year. Reporting from a shocked Neyland Stadium on a Saturday night, Vols losing to BYU 29-26 in overtime. I'm Kenny Hawkins for News Channel 11 Sports.